I am back now with our newest 3-year-olds. We have 50 of them. 50 of them, I believe. Might be a couple sold. Not sure. Now, these are 2-year-olds. I want to tell everybody what our plan is with them. Some of them are leaving. Why are they leaving? Some of them aren't. Why aren't they leaving? I want to get to all that and tell you where we're at in their training, where we expect them to be. We'll start with Adrenaline Rush. He's not back yet. He comes back. This video you may see on Sunday or Monday. He will come back Monday. I will pick him up Monday afternoon. Adrenaline Rush will come back to the Kevin McMaster burn. Barbie's Crown, she was just getting started and had to stop. I know Steve and I own this filly, and I'm sure Steve was saying, why don't we just sell her, or why can't we race her somewhere else? I think we both know the answer to that. She's an Ontario bred filly, so let's race her in Ontario. We don't have super high hopes for her, but we do expect her to be a racehorse. We'll see how that works out over the next month or so. But Barbie looks good. She's growing up. You can tell she's still big, frail filly, but gorgeous. And looked like she was doing okay. Her first race wasn't great looking, but she's going to need 4, 5, 6 starts to grow into her body and see how she is in. At that point, along that path, then we'll decide whether we keep her or sell her. Better's Hope will be coming back on Monday also. This horse will be going back to Kevin. He asked for all the time in the world, and they needed it, right? We made sure that the Cyrus Blue Chip, Better's Hope, those horses got all the time they needed, because that's it. At this point, now both those horses have to prove to us that they belong at the stable. If they don't, they'll be leaving. So Better's Hope got all the rest you needed now, big fella. Now show us what you can do. Blue Monk was castrated the other day. We'll train him back down. I would suspect he'll be ready to go right when that lockdown ends. That's supposed to end, and then we'll begin racing him again. Braemar, we haven't begun training Braemar yet, just jogging him. He looks great on the track. I saw Brody jogging him today. Look good again. Probably start training him. In another week or so, we'll start training him. Brilliant Corner, same as him. He came in the same day virtually. Brilliant Corner's still jogging. Harry will likely start training him mid-January, I think. Broadway Roll had been in 2.5 and was getting there, and I had one of our clients say, why can't this horse go race at a B track in the States? Well, one, because she's 2. She just turned 3, right? She's a baby still. She's not good enough, and I don't want to put her in a condition claimer at Northfield Park. In with 3 and 4-year-olds. I would rather race her against, or 4 and 5-year-olds. I would like to race her against horses that just turned 3 also, and give her a chance. It's very frustrating sometimes. I know people get frustrated and say, why isn't my horse racing? Why is Jam or Bob or Pete's horse racing? But because they're all different. That's why. And the extra time to get Broadway Roll ready to go is not going to hurt her. She's going to race at London or Flamborough regardless. If we have to move her, we will, but it is certainly not my first choice of things to do. Cambridge Star. Now, a very good point here. Take note. Cambridge Star is going to PA. You might say, Anthony, if Broadway Roll isn't going to PA, how is Cambridge Star? Because Cambridge Star is going there to likely be sold. If he can't race, he can't do good enough. Cambridge Star is a nice horse, but he's a Cantab Hall. He's not a stake horse in Pennsylvania. So that means he's a maiden non-whereas a 2 horse. If he goes over, he's going to need 2 or 3 starts also. If he goes over and does okay in Pennsylvania, we'll likely put him up for sale and sell him. I just don't know if there's a path forward for, to have a 3-year-old that's going to be a useful horse to keep around. They have to be able to trot in 55, 56, at least 57. And if they can't, not really going to be that useful at all. You're just going to, your best case scenario is to lose less money on them every month. In a month you break even, you buy a cake, celebrate. It's just not fun. It's not cool. And Cambridge Star, he'll be going over to Tim. We'll race him. Now, this is a horse that would have raced at London at Flamborough all winter long, and I would have been fine to. But, again, the pandemic 4-star hand, I can't feed and just keep Cambridge Star just to keep him all winter long. I mean, if he was racing, fine. At that point, he's chipping away and proving that he might be a useful horse. Now I can't even get a chance to do that. So he's going to go to Pennsylvania, see if he can race at the Meadows. If he can, great. If he can't, we'll have to sell him. Can't Muscle Me, another example. This is a filly that I think very, very highly of, but this is an Ontario-bred 3-year-old trotting filly. I'm not going to send her to the Meadows to race just to say she raced. She was ready to qualify. Harry did a great job with her. We're gonna wait it out with Can't Muscle Me. Captain's Maid was getting close, and as she gets to race speed, she will also go to the Meadows. This is a PA bred filly, a filly that we're gonna race a few times at 3 and see if, again, these are all tryouts. if you can't make the 3-year-old team, we're going to cut you. And that's just the way it is. And Captain's Maid, she did good things at 2. I think she could be a very good 3-year-old for us. But if she's not, she'd be a very good 3-year-old for somebody. She's well-bred, took a mark of 56 at 2-year-old. There's going to be people that want her. So there's going to be value there. And she's going to hold value also. So Captain's Maid, is she going to be a racehorse for us? Or are we going to sell her? Again, a lot of these horses are question marks are beside them. First Glance, another horse. I just got off the phone talking to John, just sent me a message and said, hey, can First Glance be a gold or grassroots horse? Is he a stake horse? I don't know that. I don't even think anybody knows that. First Glance doesn't know that. We'll know that when they start racing. And if we're going to have like the 9th best grassroots horse, I'll race him in 1 grassroots just to make sure we fit all those series of horses that raced in the grassroots. And then we'll race them in the numbers of 2 and numbers of 3. I don't have much use for, getting our head kicked in the grassroots just to say we paid to get our head kicked in. No one pays to get beat up. I jumped over Cut the Line. Cut the Line was in to go another horse. I don't have to tell you. She fits in the same group as the other one so far. She's going to race at Flamborough and at London. And if she can do, great. And if she can't, again, there's another horse that... now, this is a filly out of a sister to Lather Up, if I'm not mistaken. Don't quote me on that, but I believe she is. So there's obviously some residual breeding value there. So it's not like Cut the Line is worth nothing. Of course she is. She's an Ontario-bred filly, but she's got to take a mark and make money and be a useful horse also. Fox Valley Britska, a very valid question from somebody the other day. Why isn't Fox Valley Britska in Ohio or Pennsylvania? Could be. I think quite highly of Fox Valley Britska. I think he's going to be a nice little horse for us. But he is skinny. And he is small still. So why don't we know what is wrong? When we know something is wrong, why don't we fix it? 28 days. He can still jog and train at the farm. Let's put some weight on him, right? Let's get him fattened up. So that's what we're going to try and do with Fox Valley Britska. Frilly Fringes is very, very close, I would suspect. Again, if this lockdown is in fact over in 28 days, she will qualify immediately. She won't be long for here and then going to Pennsylvania. There's some series in March heading into the April stake races that Frilly Fringes fits. Girls with Swirls, again, same thing. She was ready to qualify. We're going to wait it out. She's an Ontario-bred 3-year-old. Gray is a New Red is back now. She's just jogging. She's just jogging. We'll train her down with the rest of the Ohio horses and try and get her ready for Ohio 2021. GW Chrome, same boat again. Holy Chick. Both these horses, the next two, GW Chrome and Holy Chick, I guess a little different. Holy Chick was racing, was ready to race, qualified in 2-2, won her qualifier in 2-2. She is going to race. Now, she had the horse COVID. She had strangles. She is going to test negative in the next couple of days. She'll rejoin Mario's barn. And then away we go. She'll be ready to go again. I could have sent her to Ohio, and she may go to Ohio. But for now, first thing is first, get the harness back on her. Get her back working. She's had 8 days in the field. Let's get her back working and see if we can get her back in shape and get her racing. At Glare AM, this is a filly that I'm quietly holding my breath and watching very, very closely. I think this could be a really, really nice filly for us in 2021. She had a great only 4 starts in 2020. She tied up, was sick in June and July, missed most of the summer, come out swinging in Pennsylvania, won her second lifetime start, her first start abroad, south of the border, was a winner, and then finished second in 55 in the mud in Philadelphia, a big mile for her. Very impressed with what I've seen from Holy Chick and eager to see her back going full-time in 2021. I'm a Lovely Lady. Beautiful filly, as I said, had a great year. No luck this year, but a great year. Still put together 42,000. Took good mark, had some good miles. Interested, very eager and interested to see what I'm a Lovely Lady's going to do in 2021. I'm Hill on Wheels. Well-bred stud by Muscle Hill. Also had an injury to his left hind leg. He's not 100%. Had him to the vet the other day. No real issues. Just working that leg back into shape. I am toying with the idea of putting him in the Ohio sale. In February. Possibly. You may say to you, Anthony, why not go to the Meadowlands sale that you were just talking about? We could, but when you're looking at a 2-year-old coming 3 with some cryo dots on his left hind leg, it's a good question. I mean, is it better to go to New Jersey or is it better to go to Ohio? That's a great question. I'm not sure. I'll have to think about that. Italian Grit was ready to go. What are we doing with him? Same thing. Just keep working on him. Keep working on him. He still looks like a little bit of an immature horse. Kevin loves him. It's pretty hard not to like him. Anybody that's ever trained him in the last few months loves him. He's got a great attitude, great work ethic. Let's see how he works over the next couple of weeks before we rush into any qualifying in other places and rushing to get them in. Keep in mind, me bringing Miss Brampton Beast, Watch Avenue, Zeb Sunshine to the Meadows to qualify is not in the same file at all as Italian Grit and Fox Valley Britska. These are horses that are just turned 3, right? They have their whole 3-year-old season ahead of them. Miss Brampton Beast and the other two are now 4-year-olds. They are to be racing. So quite a different situation for both of them. Jazzy Judy, I talked to Jim, so she's turned out in Delaware. And middle to end of February, Jim is going to start swimming her. Probably a good idea. He asked me if it was wise to start swimming her. I think he's right. We'll swim her for a month, then bring her back to Canada. At that point, the corks are off. You're talking mid-March. We'll start training her back right here at Tomico Training Center. So Jazzy Judy will be back here mid to end of March. Jesse Balboa's on the truck Monday. You might say to yourself, Anthony, Jesse Balboa's an Indiana Colt. You're sending him to Northfield or the Meadows, but Fox Valley Britska's staying. Okay, you got me. Very similar. Very, very similar. But I think Jesse Balboa is now starting to come forward. He looks like a 3-year-old trotter, right? And he's supposed to. Whereas Fox Valley Britska looks, he's a little thin, a little lean. I like what I see from both horses, but Fox Valley Britska's not quite physically or mentally to where Jesse is. I don't mean speed-wise or gait-wise or anything like that. Just Jesse looks good. Looks like he's ready to start competing now. Whereas Fox Valley Britska looks a little lean. Let's take the next couple of weeks, just get some weight on him. I've said that a number of times. I may have to again before I get to the end of this list. But when it comes to Jesse Balboa, I mean, he's raced well at London. He's going to the Meadows on Wednesday. We did get to train him a little bit today. Not fast, but a little bit. We'll see how he does on Wednesday. Keystone Raven, another very well-bred betting line horse. I want to see, betting line, Bettor's Delight horse. I want to see how this filly does over the next few weeks. I think, do I have concerns for myself, my partners on the horse? Yeah, I do. But I've seen her train. She looked good sometimes, too. I want to see what happens when you start going 28-second quarters with her, when she starts going faster. Is she a keeper? Is she a seller? I don't know. And I won't know until she gets a mile in 2 minutes or 59 into her. We can't get the Mohawk to train these fast miles. That's the other problem. It's not that we can't train fast at Tomico. Little icy, crappy weather. Here, I'll show you what the weather... There's the weather right there. There's the weather in Guelph, Ontario. So you can only imagine what it looks like at Tomico. They've done a great job on the track, but we still can't bust those horses a mile in 2 minutes. Fucking snowbank. So, excuse my French. So, when it comes to Keystone Raven, continue to train her faster. 210, 2.8 should be lots right now. And then as soon as Mohawk opens, get her over there. If we go 3 or 4 times in 2.8, 210 with her over the next 2 weeks, and then get her over to Mohawk, we can go a mile in 2.1, 2.2, no problem. I'd like to see a mile in 58, 59, and then make a decision. Yeah, she's ready to go, or I don't know what to think about this filly. I still don't know. I don't know when it comes to Keystone Raven. Let's roll on. We're going to run him. We couldn't run him in the ice, but we're going to start running him this week, hopefully. I'd like to get his stifle strengthened up and get him in good shape, and then make a decision what we're going to do with him. He's as close to the races as he is to the sale in Ohio, but I gave Let's Roll On all the wiggle room he needed, and I'm going to continue to. Where are we at now? Miss Meringue, Mama Knows Best, My Jazz, No Free Lunch. They all come back in on the same day. They're all doing the same thing, just jogging. All 4 of the ones aforementioned. So, Miss Meringue looks great, filled out very, very nice. Mama Knows Best looks great, filled out nice. Neither of those two filled out as much as My Jazz. She actually grew. The other two just got bigger. My Jazz got taller. I was surprised. I thought she would be a small horse her whole life, but she's actually kind of a bigger horse now. So My Jazz, very intriguing turn of events. Let's see how she trains down. Might be a real killer in Ohio this year. No Free Lunch filled out nice, looks good too. We'll see how he trains down. Northern Blizzard, I would mention him with the other ones, but it's not. He's not coming in until Monday. So Northern Blizzard is going to come in on Monday afternoon from the Turnout Farm. Off-Road Hanover is going to Ohio because I want to get him racing. Off-Road Hanover needs to prove to me that he wants to be a stable horse, and if he doesn't, he won't. Simple as that. So Off-Road Hanover, we'll see how he does. He's going to need a couple of starts. To be fair to him, I can't just say, well, he better do good right away. Well, he won't, right? He hasn't done anything in 4 weeks other than train at Mohawk a couple of times. Now we trained him today, 2 trips, but we'll qualify him on Tuesday at the Meadows, and then hopefully I would suspect he'll race at Northfield Park shortly after that. Perfect Record is training down now. We just started training him down. He grew. He's huge. He's a big boy. So we'll see how he finishes training down and racing this spring. Rose Run Why Not looks great. She looks like a twin of Miss Meringue. She always did. Remember way back when to the sale when I showed you guys the yearling at the sale? I said, here's Miss Meringue. She's going to go for a ton of money. Here's her twin, Rose Run Why Not, who won't. Everything went according to plan. Miss Meringue did okay this year. Rose Run Why Not she did what she could. She got back when she could, but she looks fantastic now. Very impressed with both these fillies. Set the Mood, probably need a little time off. He was a little pinchy after his first start. He's going to be a little rusty his whole life. He's a big, kind of gawky looking colt, and you know, he needs a little work from now and then. First start, give him a couple weeks off, probably help him a little bit. We'll get him back going full bore, but he's a horse where a training program will need to be tailored for him. We're not just going to be able to drill and drill and drill on him. He won't take it. So we're going to have to be cobble together a proper training schedule for Set the Mood. Cyrus Blue Chip, exactly like Better's Hope, I said, is coming in. This is it. You've got all the time you needed now. You're going to have a great exposure to training as a 3-year-old. This is it, the shortest of short leashes. When you get to the track, make the most of it. And that is in regards to Cyrus Blue Chip. So Admirable's training down very, very good. Had her up to the vet the other day. Same thing, we did her knees, just maintenance. Not a big deal with her. Really interested to watch her train down the rest of the way. Stacy Hanover, again, continues to train and look good. Harry's got her looking real, real good. Sweet Ambitions, he loves Sweet Ambitions, which is surprising. She's been a mediocre horse for most of her life. And Harry really thinks she's come on since she had the time off and now is back now as a 3-year-old training down. He really likes what he sees. Tanzanite Tricks, I saw her on the track today. She's good. She'll start training in another week and a half or so. Walk on the Moon comes back in on Monday. Monday, January the 4th. Walk on the Moon will return to Tomiko Training Center for full jogging and training sessions. Warwi Was Up begins jogging soon, I believe, if he hasn't already. I'm going to go easy with him, probably 6 to 8 weeks of jogging before we start training him down. Well and Down is amongst the other Ohio horses the exact same. She looks like she did it too, but we knew she would. She's filled out a bit, but she's a small filly. Will she be a Buckeye or a fair filly? Don't know, but she'll be a useful horse, I can guarantee you that. And Won My Heart Hanover, got to train her a little bit today. She's going to be racing at the Meadows on Wednesday. Going to be a little short, but I'm very interested to see how this filly is going to do. So forgive my profanity from earlier, but this weather kind of bothers me a little bit. Get a big week coming up. A lot of big weeks in the year 2020. This will be the first big week of 2021. Monday evening, I'm going to head down the road. Tuesday morning, I'm going to qualify at the Meadows. Wednesday, I'm going to race at the Meadows. I will be back in my bed at 9:55, if everything goes right, 9:55 on Wednesday evening. So, a lot. 50 horses, 49, 50 horses to train back. A lot of horses I'm really, really keeping a close eye on. The one that keeps popping into my head is a Glare AM, but Braemar, horses like that, horses that I think they could be real good. If they're not, they're going to be very useful horses, but a lot of intrigue, a lot of curiosity coming with a number of horses on this list. We'll talk to you guys soon. We still got the babies. To talk about. Be right back.